Series. I'd like to welcome everybody here to the Hilton Hotel ahead of a fantastic evening we have coming to the SAC Hydro Glasgow on November the 3rd, and it will feature two huge World Boxing Super Series quarter-final showdowns. It's one night, it's two main events, it's an absolutely spectacular double-header. We have Northern Ireland's Ryan Burnett. He puts his WBA Super World Bantamweight title on the line. He faces 5-division world champion, the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire, in his quarter-final in the tournament's bantamweight bracket. Also at stake for that one is the WBC Diamond Belt. But we're here today, this afternoon, to talk about the Tartan Tornado. Josh Taylor returns to the SSE Hydro in Glasgow, November the 3rd, to begin his quest for the Muhammad Ali Trophy in the hotly anticipated World Boxing Super Series quarter-final clash against the undefeated American, the man known as Blue Chip, Ryan Martin. 22-0, 12 KOs. That's in the 140-pound super lightweight division. It's going to be a great main event. It's going to be a top undercard. We're showcasing loads of local talent, some of whom we have here for you this afternoon. So let me introduce the table to you. Next to me, we have the WBC Youth Silver Super Welterweight Champion, undefeated from Uddingston. Please welcome Michael McGurk. On the far right of the table, we have from Greenrig in Scotland, also undefeated, Commonwealth Games representative, Kieran Smith. We have Hall of Fame, former world featherweight champion, the manager of Josh Taylor, Mr. Barry McGuigan. We have from Preston Pans, Edinburgh, Scotland, 13-0, 11 KOs, the WBC Silver Super Lightweight Champion, the Tartan Tornado, Josh Taylor. And to talk a little bit about the World Boxing Super Series, we have here, representing Camosa, the power behind the World Boxing Super Series, would you please welcome to Glasgow. He has ordered the weather, and it's here this afternoon. It's the Nissa Sauerland. Nissa, so tell us a little bit about it.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for attending. On behalf of Camosa, it's great to be in Glasgow and presenting such a great event. When we created the World Boxing Super Series, the idea was to travel the world in the name of the great Muhammad Ali, presenting the best of that boxing has to offer. I believe we've definitely succeeded with this event, with a double header, of course. The man next to me is the highly anticipated favourite of the tournament, and of course we have Ryan Burnett on the card, and we will be announcing further title fights and as well some big names in the reserve fights for this tournament, plus of course the local names that we have here as well. So like I said, we always wanted to present the best of boxing, travel around different continents with the World Boxing Super Series, and we're doing that. This will be, when we come here, it will be our third continent that we visited, hence a slight jet lag today. We were in Russia on the weekend, and we're going to America now for 2 back-to-back dates. I can't wait for November 3rd. The ticket's still available, and I look forward to a great night. Thank you very much.
Well, Nissa, we saw season 1, we saw it end in spectacular fashion in Jeddah last month. Victories in July in Moscow. Alexander Usyk, now the undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world. Callum Smith is now the WBA Super World Champion and WBC Diamond Super Middleweight Champion. They've both got the Muhammad Ali Trophy. They're now global superstars, and that's thanks to the tournament. You guys have raised the bar on this. That was season 1. What are your expectations for the second season of the World Boxing Super Series?
I mean, it was always our intention to create superstars. We had a couple of superstars in season 1 enter the tournament. Usyk wasn't perhaps a household name, he wasn't perhaps going to be a pay-per-view fighter, but after the tournament we saw that he was, just through the attention that the whole brand brought to him and the great fights that he was involved in. The same to say about Callum Smith. You know, he fought amazingly in Saudi Arabia, Jeddah. Never thought I'd see the day that two Englishmen fought in Jeddah. I know we got a lot of stick for it, but like I said, I keep saying, we're traveling the world with this. It's the World Boxing Super Series. We're not going to be limited to one place. You know, of course, Josh is the hometown fighter here, but the semi-final might go to, I don't know, Timbuktu. You never know. We're traveling with this thing. We're creating superstars, and I believe the man to my right, if he wins this tournament, I think he's already on the verge of being the best boxer in Britain. But I think this tournament could make him a superstar.
Well, thank you, Nissa. Let's see what the man's got to say. Josh Taylor, just less than 3 weeks away from this. How have preparations been going?
Yeah, the preparation's been going great. I feel ready to fight now. So the next couple of weeks is the last couple of weeks of training, hard training. So this is the hardest part of canvas as well. Be getting my peak fitness, but I feel ready to fight now. You know, I'm so excited for this tournament. It's such a massive opportunity for me, Craig. You know, in terms of not just my boxing but my profile all around the world. You know, and as Nissa just said, you know, it's a world tournament. So after this, I believe I'm going to win this quarter-final, and the semi-final could be anywhere. So I'm really looking forward to being involved in this tournament and in the name of the great Muhammad Ali. So yeah, I'm excited and thankful for the opportunity, and I won't let you get any down, promise.
Well, you've had 2 great pro victories, the SSE Hydro, and of course, who could forget going back to 2014,
yeah,
when you first appeared at the Hydro and you lifted Commonwealth gold. That was special. How does it feel coming back to the Hydro? Is that an extra buzz? Oh
yeah, it's brilliant. I feel that the Hydro is now my home. I've had such great success there since 2014, and my biggest victories as a professional has been in the Hydro as well. So yeah, I feel like it's definitely my home arena and my home in boxing. But I'm looking forward to getting travelling and going around the world in this tournament and seeing different places. Yeah.
This guy Ryan Martin that you're facing, undefeated fighter. What do you know about him? Do you know much about him?
I've only saw bits and bobs of him, but I've studied enough of him to know what I need to watch for. I know he's a very well-rounded fighter. He's got fast hands. He's good defensively, and he's got a good variation of punches. And he knows his way around the ring. You know, he's obviously got power as well. Although his record doesn't say. He's only got 12 stoppages to his 22 wins, but I know he's going to be able to punch and he's going to be strong. So I know I've got my hands full, but I'm fully confident that I'm going to come out on top. The way I've been performing lately in the gym, I'm more settled now. You know, I've got myself my own place down in London, so I'm settled, I'm happy, and I'm firing in the gym. And I'm sure Barry will back me up on what I'm saying here. I feel this is the best shape and the condition I've been in since I've turned pro, so I'm feeling really confident. Yeah.
Well, we all know the atmosphere that's generated in Scotland and in the UK by the fans. It'll be the Lions Den when you go in there. How important is the Scottish fan base, the home advantage? How important is it to you?
I think it's brilliant. You know, I don't think there's anybody that's going to beat me in front of them fans in the Hydro. The atmosphere that they make, the noise that they make, and just the support that they give me. They throw every single punch with me. So there's no way there's anybody going to be beating me in that Hydro. Definitely not. Definitely not.
In terms of training, I mean, what do you make of this concept? You know, you fight in quite close succession. Does it make any difference to your training regime?
I don't think it makes any difference. No. If anything, I think it's better for me. You know, because I know I've got three fights scheduled in a year, so that means I can just take a week off or a week or two off after the fight and get back into the gym. But I do that anyway. I'm always keeping myself fit and always keeping myself in shape, so it's not really any change. It's just good to know what's happening, and I know where I'm going with this next year. So yeah, it's really good. I'm really excited.
Let's take a look at who's in the super lightweight division. We've got, we've had the first of our quarterfinals. WBA champ Kirill Relik, he beat Russian Edward Troyanovsky in Japan just last week. You have got Sweden's undefeated Anthony Yigit. He faces Belarusian Ivan the Beast Baranchik for the vacant IBF World Crown. Loads of world titles about here. That's a fantastic thing about the World Boxing Super Series. We've got Regis Progress, the Texan, WBC Diamond Champion. He faces Manchester's Terry Flanagan, the former WBO World Champion. And these quarterfinals are on the 27th of October, both just 2 weeks away. What do you make of the other fighters in the division? And you know, who's the man that you want to face? Is there anybody you want to avoid? I'm not really
fussed about any of the opposition. I think I can beat every single one of them that's in this competition. But that being said, they're all very good fighters. They're all very competitive. They've had good amateur careers, and you know, and they're very tough fighters. They're all undefeated, I think, and yeah, they're all a stiff competition. But I'm fully confident I'm going to come away with that trophy.
Just one last question. If you defeat Ryan Martin, you face the winner of Baranchik and Yigit. Any preference, or do you not care?
I don't care, no. But I think Baranchik will probably get through that. But if so, I'm confident in winning that. And if Yigit wins it, I know I'll win that fight as well. I've had experience with him in the ring as a professional, and I've had experience with him as an amateurs as well, so I'm more than comfortable winning that fight, so I'm not really bothered who I face.
Thanks Josh. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, we will have time for one-on-ones and from questions from the floor, but let's turn to Barry McGuigan. Barry, what do you make of this unique concept of World Boxing Super Series?
Well, it's a great concept because it circumvents all of the politics of the sport, because everybody wants to fight for the LA trophy, and you know, for example, Josh gets a chance to fight for 2 world titles in this fight. So if he beats Ryan Martin on the 3rd of November, which I believe he will do, then his next fight will be for the IBF title. If he beats him, which I also believe the winner of those 2 guys, he then gets a chance to fight the winner of Progress and Flanagan, and then of course the winner of that fight's Relik. So Relik's the WBA champion, so there's 2 titles in there. Obviously it's pretty good money, and it's a world event, and you know, I think the boys are doing a great job, fantastic job. It's a great opportunity, unique concept that hasn't sort of been around before. So we were thrilled to have the chance to put Josh into it. And they're very good kids. Every one of them are very good kids. Ryan Martin's a very good kid. You know, Baranchik's exceptional. Regis Progress is considered one of the favourites as well. And Terry Flanagan's no slouch. It's a great event, great tournament. But I think I've got the best 140-pounder in the world. He's the man.
I had noted a couple of questions. It looks like you've answered. My next question was going to be, was it at all difficult, the decision as a manager to allow your boxer into this tournament?
No, I just think it's a great opportunity. You know, as I mentioned, all these other fighters, and you know, everybody talks about I'm the best and beating each other's chest and everything else. And we're not taking Ryan Martin for granted. It's a very tough fight. He's a very good kid, but I think Taylor beats everyone. And on any given day, and he's travelled the world as an amateur. He's boxed in foreign soil. He boxed everywhere, and it doesn't worry him. It doesn't faze him, and he's got the most adaptable style. I think he's matured a lot. He's 27 years old. He's got his apartment down in London now. He's much more settled, and I think for this camp, he's in the best condition he's ever been in. He's ready, and we still have 3 weeks to go. So we're going to, you know, pump up the sparring in the next week. Maybe get a couple of 12-rounders this week. and we're ready to rock.
Well, you have already said that you believe that the other competitors are world class. Who do you believe is Josh's biggest competitor amongst the rest?
I think that's unfair to say, but you know, Rillick is exceptionally good. Progress is a tremendous puncher. Baranchek can bang and box. Martin can do a bit of everything. So it's a tough tournament, but that's what you expect in this tournament. Yeah.
Sure, thank you, Barry. Before we go into questions from the floor, let's just get a word from a couple of our undercard fighters who are with us. Michael McGurk sitting next to me from Uddingston is 10-0, 3 KOs. Just recently became the WBC Youth Silver Super Welterweight Champion. How does it feel to be on a bill like this, Michael?
You know, I'm really looking forward to it. Unfortunately, the last time I fought was on Josh's undercard back in November. I've been riddled with injuries since then, broke my hand and stuff like that, so it's been a bit of a nightmare year for me. So I'm just looking forward to getting back out there, getting another victory and then pushing on for titles.
We'll go on to Kieran Smith. I can't see you from this, I have to see you now. Kieran Chopper Smith, undefeated, Commonwealth Games representative, been all round Europe representing Scotland. You're 11-0, 5 inside the distance. This isn't your hydro debut. I was at your hydro debut. 18 seconds it took you to win. How did that feel?
Oh, it was an amazing achievement, and hopefully I can repeat it.
So you're looking forward to being on this one again?
Definitely. Solomons and Josh have brought a massive platform for obviously younger fighters and undercard fighters like myself to just to be able to kind of be seen by a lot more of the public than what we usually are in small shows and stuff like that, so it's a great event for us to be part of.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you there. Tickets, as Nissa said, are still available. They're available from the SSC Hydro website. They're available on ticketmaster.co.uk. The Tartan Tornado, Josh Taylor, returns to the SSC Hydro November the 3rd to begin his quest for the Muhammad Ali Trophy in the World Boxing Super Series. Can I open the floor to questions? Anybody?